simplifying radical expressions. I have here the first example, 1 cube root of 80. So first, let's write our example, cube root of 80. So for this one, first is to get the prime factors of 80. So we can have here factoring 80. So this will be a scratch and it will be erased later. So I'll factor this out like 5 times 16. And then 16, I can have here 4 times 4. And then on 4, I can have here 2 times 2. Also for this 4, there's also 2 times 2. So I have here prime factors are 5, and then I have here 4 2's. So I can write here cube root of 5 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then observe our index. The index here is 3. So meaning we can remove a certain number if it is multiplied by itself 3 times. And inside a radical sign, you can have here 3 2's. So we can rewrite this one. So again, this based on the index is 3. So we need to have a number that can be multiplied by itself 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I have here 3 2's. Unlike 5 and 2, we're going to write that separately. We're going to have here 5 times. Then here, I can have here 2 cube. Then times 2. Alright? And then as you can see, we have here now an index 3 and an exponent 3. If that happens, you can now remove this factor from the radical sign and then put it outside. Put it here at the front. So we can put this 2 outside and then no need to write 3 since this is the same as the index. So we're going to have here now cube root of 5 times 2. This 5, then this is 2. And again, we need to simplify this one. This will give us 10. So 2 cube root of 10. And then this is the answer for number 1. Next, number 2. We have here fourth root of 3 over 2. So let's solve for this one. First, write number 4, number 2, then fourth root of 3 over 2. So for this one is to separate first the radicals. So we can put here a radical fourth root of 3 all over fourth root of 2. As you can see, the radical sign is being distributed in the numerator as well in the denominator. Equals. So next step is, or sorry about this equal sign, we're going to change this to times, or we're going to multiply this fraction by. Now, to know or to identify where you're going to multiply this fraction, look at the denominator. In our denominator, we have here fourth root of 2. So just copy the index, which is 4, then the radical sign, followed by 2. The only twist here is that the exponent or should be the same as the index. We have here index 4. And I have here an exponent 1 on R2. We need to have an exponent which is the same as 4. So, thinking of a number that can be added to 1 so I can achieve 4, that is 3, right? So, I'm going to put 3 here. Again, where did this 3 came from? This came from thinking of a number that can be added to this exponent that will give me an index 4. And that number is 3. Afterwards, copy this radical and put it here in the numerator. So 4 root of 2 cube equals. And this will give us, since they have same index, you can copy or you can combine these two index. 4 root of, copy this radical, 3 times the radicand here, 2 cube, all over fourth root, and then we're going to have here 2 raised to 1 times 2 raised to 3. And recalling the properties of exponent or the exponent law, if you're going to multiply same base, you can add their exponent. So this will give us fourth root of 2 raised to 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then on our numerator, we're going to have your fourth root of, this is 2 cube. 2 cube is equal to 8. And then 8 times 3 will give us 24. Now, for the last step, make sure if your index again and the exponent are the same, you can now eliminate this radical sign. All of this radical sign, the index and the exponent, will now be removed. And we're going to have your 2 as our denominator, and then we have your fourth root of 24. Number 3. So third example is 3 over 2 minus square root of 3. If your denominator is binomial, you're going to apply here the conjugate pair. So conjugate pair are two binomials that have the same numbers but different sign that connects the binomial. So here, our number is 2 and square root of 3 connected by a negative sign. So we just need to change this sign. So multiply 2 with the same number, 2, then square root of 3. But different sign that connects them. If I have here negative, I'm going to use here positive. Or vice versa. If you have here positive, you're going to use negative or minus. And then of course, if your denominator is 2 plus square root of 3, that should also be your numerator. 2 plus square root of 3 equals. So now let us multiply the numerator with this numerator. So 3 times 2 plus square root of 3. Then the denominator, 2 times 2. Applying FOIL method, we're going to have your 4. And then, of course, if you have your difference of two squares, and this will give you, if you're going to use FOIL method, this will give you 4 minus 3. And then simplifying this will give us, and multiply this one, 6 plus 3, square root of 3, over 4 minus 3, that is 1. And of course, if your denominator is 1, you can now remove this one over 1. And this is your answer.